Okay, this is the next update. I haven't updated in a while on the helix plan. So I said in the last video I want to repurpose one of the normal carts, and I have over there in my utility room the 6 panels. I already stole the wheels off, so it's no big deal, I'll have to unscrew those, but the guys in my club, Chris and Barry, they need tables, so we have more of those squares to make more carts. But basically, instead of having one giant cart, what I'm thinking is having a hinged piece of the barricade flip up and then connect. It's built on 2x4s. It'll be more than sturdy enough, and that way if a guy wants to sit and put his feet underneath here, could be better. I mean, it doesn't have to go that way, but that's kind of what I'm thinking. So I ripped up 4 of the pieces on this module already, and next I'm going to pull this track and this track up. So basically what I'm wanting the next module to do is this is the main line if you look all the way down where my 2 fingers are, and this one connects in with a turnout. So if you come in on the outside track of the 19, you would go into the helix on the outside, and you would go around until you eventually will take a turnout and go into from Los Angeles to Butte through a time tunnel. But what I could do alternatively is have I guess as well, not alternatively, also, is if I pull the track up here and I make a triangle piece, I can make it so I put a turnout in on this outside loop and have it connect into this siding essentially, and then that connects into the main line down here. Now, the purpose of that would be you would, on this track, go on to a loop, and then you would connect back here using these 3 tracks, the 2 outer ones. And what that would allow is, if I wanted, I could loop at the Las Vegas section that isn't set up, and I could loop on the bottom, basically avoiding the helix. And then if I make the helix a stackable unit like R. Hopkin did on his layout, I think that's how you pronounce it, make it out of riser, like IKEA pieces with risers to attach to the 1/8 inch plywood underlayment, and then basically build the whole thing as a removable unit. And his just comes off of his layout just like that, and that would keep the loop essentially the same. The storage of this cart, if it had a fold down flap, would keep this cart the same, making it 6 carts total. And it would also allow the option of having another return loop. So it'd have a return loop over there, but that return loop would be a return loop as well as the base of the helix. So killing 2 birds with 1 stone, so to speak. So I need to pick up at least 1 more IKEA panel, because I've just got this scrap here. And depending on how many straight I want to cross, on this configuration, you're looking at the first turn of the helix, like this loop is above. You have to pretend that it's 2% higher than the main line below. And what I've got is 3 full straight double track. And on where that connects from that main line, because it's so far to the front, to make this work, it's 1.5 pieces before the I don't have enough pieces to show you, but I use them flipped upside down. I got so many of right hand and not enough left hand. So basically 1.5 straights on the bottom loop, so to speak. And like I say, there would need to be another triangle piece to have a turnout, and I have to figure out probably, well, not probably, but in 19-inch, how to connect this to here. I don't need to pull this back until I know how far back I need to go, but it would be somewhere on this first module. Now, I'm gonna do kind of a mini running session. That's what I like about track planning with Kato Track. You can actually power it. So I've just got to plug in my Kato 3-way on here, and then I can run train, and I've got some more pieces of scrap. Every time we cut the IKEA panels, we keep the extras. So you see, I've got a few there to make it work so that I can plan for the thickness. But they raised the price of these Linmon tables from $10 to $40 because of hyperinflation. But anyway, ideally it would be 3 tables, give or take, on the bottom, and then a custom triangle piece. Here I've already built the custom piece, and then I could put 3 more on the top, and then put the gaps in between, because the whole point of this helix is that it is all takedownable, removable, if I want to operate something different like the bounce house. So yeah, I still haven't unpacked the Las Vegas modules, but I've been working on this. I'm gonna put some grout down here right away when I figure out where my platforms are going for the station. And as mentioned before, I am going to be building kind of a stick out section for the station eventually that will bolt onto this Los Angeles table. So I love this stuff. It's so modular. Everything works out when you're stick to the same kind of components over and over again. When I set it up in the basement, it took longer to figure out exactly, because I had kind of just slapped the blocks together when I was loading with a U-Haul, but now these are perfect. So you literally undo 4 bolts, these 2 tables go underneath, same thing here, and then it'll be the same thing in this cart. So, all right, I will talk to you guys soon.